On the 11th of October 2021, an esports organization that went by the name of Aqualix would undergo a series of cancellations that would destroy the organization in a matter of days. At the time of this incident, Aqualix was just another mid-tier organization in the competitive Apex Legends world, so their cancellation really wasn't that much of a deal at all. In a matter of days, they went from having a solid Apex Legends roster that would earn them over $40,000 in tournament earnings in a short period of time, to deleting all of their social media pages after being exposed for scamming their roster out of their salaries. After this incident occurred, this drama came and went really fast. Everyone was angry, then all of a sudden, everyone moved on. But what the Apex Legends community did not know during the height of this drama was that the cancellation of Aqualix's staff members would foreshadow an even darker incident that took place the very same month, when one of Aqualix's staff members that just so happened to be a 15-year-old girl that went by the name of Rose G would end up planning out the murder of her parents.
In Tazewell County Court now, 3 Mackinac teenagers accused of carrying out a murder-for-hire plot back in October of last year. Prosecutors allege 19-year-old Sage Rayber, 18-year-old Nathaniel Maloney, and 17-year-old Andre Street were offered money by a 15-year-old girl to kill Rebecca and Dahlia Bolin.
But as you all might have expected, her plans to get away with murder went miserably wrong. But before we get into the video, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Scentbird. Scentbird is your one-stop shop to explore, discover, and learn about scents that are suitable for you. I'm pretty sure if you watch video essays, you might have heard about Scentbird before, but if you haven't, Scentbird is a fragrance subscription that lets you choose a new designer fragrance to try every month for just $17. Every month you get to pick and choose exactly what you want to receive from Scentbird, and the best part of it all is that they offer over 600 perfumes and colognes that you could pick from. Scentbird carries brands from Prada, Gucci, and Versace, as well as brands such as Room 1015 and Dolce & Gabbana. Personally, I'm into clean scents, so North Atlantic Right Whale by Sanctuary was the perfect pick for me. Now let me show you how the product works. You could lock and unlock it by twisting the top, and when you want to switch the scents out, all you gotta do is separate the two pieces and add in the other scent. As you can see, the amount of cologne you receive is enough to last you a full month of daily use. So in my opinion, it is the perfect product for people who want to try out designer scents without breaking the bank. I got 3 scents from Scentbird: Eros Flame by Versace, Ember by Joseph Abboud, and North Atlantic Right Whale by Sanctuary. I highly recommend you try Scentbird out if you are interested in smelling good for cheap. So go ahead and use the link at the top of the description for 55% off your first fragrance. That's just $8 for your first month. Thanks again to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Check out the link below. You see, to understand why she would even want to kill her parents in the first place, you would need to understand the type of person she was. First and foremost, Rose was just one of her many nicknames she used while being a part of the Apex community. Her real name was Dahlia, and for the most part, Dahlia was your typical everyday teenage kid you would encounter while playing video games. But unlike most of the teens that play Apex Legends, Dahlia was a staff member for an actual esports organization, Aqualix. She worked on the back end of Aqualix and took up a role of a scouter/recruiter, where she would basically reach out to content creators in the Apex community and would offer them a position in Aqualix. But if I were to sit here and say that a 15-year-old kid was doing actual work in the esports industry, obviously that would be a straight up lie. Just by looking at the DMs Dahlia had with a content creator in the Apex community named Someone Who Leaks, you could easily tell that she was lying out of her ass with all of the things she was offering people. And when you add that with the fact that Aqualix would end up not paying their roster salaries, you could tell that the whole Aqualix organization was a straight up scam from the start. But that is not the point of this video. We need to focus solely on who Dahlia was and the headspace she was in leading to October of 2021, because by analyzing her online presence and how some of her social media posts kept getting darker and darker as time went on, you could sort of understand the mental headspace she was in right up to before the day the murder took place. If we look at her Twitter, there were certain tweets that clearly displayed the decline in her mental status as months went by. Her first ever tweet on April 5th of 2021 tells us that she was abused in the past, and on May 5th of 2021, she would post a tweet saying, "When the favorite people in your life fight and life is slowly becoming more and more of a burden to live, that is a clear indicator that she was not only depressed, but the environment she was living in had been fueling her depression." And on May 29th of 2021, when she would post a tweet saying, "I just want to cry. God, I'm an annoyance. That is another clear indicator of where her headspace was at during that specific point of her life. And as I stated earlier, in between a bunch of normal pointless tweets, you can notice that when she would speak about her mental health, things were only getting worse for her. On July 14th of 2021, she would post, "I haven't been in this deep of a low in my life in a very long time. I honestly want to end it all and become nothing but a memory." And 2 days later, she would post a photo of 2 cards that says, "What's the girl's best friend? Committing suicide." And from that point on, Dahlia would stop posting on Twitter, but over on Instagram, that's where she continued to post to social media, and this is where things got dark really fast. On October 17th, a couple days leading up to the murder of Dahlia's mom, Dahlia would post a really disturbing video on Instagram, which you should keep in the back of your mind throughout the rest of this video, because later on, when we get into the details of the murder, this video showcases a disturbing glimpse into Dahlia's mindset during the upcoming days before everything went down. In this video, you can see Dahlia shooting a gun on October 17 of 2021, and 5 days later,
First, a woman is dead and a man is hurt after they were shot at a home in Mackinac last night, and now 3 people are charged with first-degree murder.
The exact reason why Dahlia would want to murder her mother is unknown, but what makes this whole incident eerie is the fact that leading up to the murder, on Dahlia's social media accounts, she showed no indication that she was planning to murder her parents. Every post from October 17 to October 20 seemed normal and innocent, but on October 20, she would go inactive. And in those short 2 days, something happened that would make her want to murder her parents. And unfortunately for us, that exact reason is unknown. But what we do know is that on the night of the murder, when the police would arrive at Dahlia's house, she would tell the police that she was in the basement when she heard gunshots upstairs. But later on, she would confess that she lied about the details of what happened on the night of the murder. She did not randomly hear gunmen enter the house and kill her mother. She confessed to the fact that she hired people to murder her parents, and the gun that was used to kill her mother and injure her father was the gun that she gave to the hitmen, most likely the same exact gun that she used in the Instagram video from October 17th of 2021. The plan to murder her parents was obviously poorly planned out. Basically what had happened was, she promised sketchy teens that if they killed her parents, she would give them X amount of money, and it took no actual convincing for them to do it. One of the teens would drive all of them, including Dahlia, to her home. Dahlia would then provide them with the gun to kill her parents. Then the killers would enter the house and kill Rebecca Bolin, Dahlia's mother, and attempt to kill Dahlia's father, Douglas Bolin, by shooting him 5 times. And once they thought the job was finished, the killers left and Dahlia would stay at home to act like she was always there. But what they did not know was that as they were leaving, Douglas had survived getting shot 5 times. And when they left the house, he was able to call the police and give them the details of what had happened before he would eventually pass out. And when the police would arrive at the house, as I stated earlier, Dahlia would deny involvement at first, but would end up ratting on all of her co-conspirators, which would lead to them getting arrested. In the end, Dahlia would be charged as an adult and would end up getting charged with first-degree murder, attempted first-degree murder, solicitation of murder for hire, solicitation of murder, and conspiracy to commit murder. She is now facing up to 20 to 40 years in prison, but if she is deemed beyond rehabilitation, she could end up facing up to 60 years in prison. And for the other 3 individuals who were involved in this incident, they are all facing murder charges and could be sentenced to 60 years in prison. The case is still ongoing, so nobody has been sentenced to prison as of yet, but when Dahlia first got arrested, she was held on a $1 million bail, but her father Douglas Bolin posted her $1 million bail and would pay $100,000 to get her out, despite the fact that she quite literally tried to end his life. It is unclear whether or not she is still out on bail till this day, but since this case is still ongoing, no official sentence has been made as of yet.